Yesterday we talked about Marcus Rashford and Manchester United being open to offers for our former star forward, you could say. This season definitely fallen off. You can't argue with that. But Marcus Rashford, in response to this, according to reports that is, of course, is not wanting to leave Manchester United. I wonder why that is. Not everything is as it seems in what has been written right now. I've been told other stories and other things going on at Manchester United regarding Marcus Rashford. We need to talk about INEOS, their problem that they have got regarding the standoff with players. How do they get rid of these players? Do they have to let every one of these players wind down their contracts just to get them out the door? Can they hope to recoup any money whatsoever? It does look like, with more reports coming out as well, that the spine of the side is where Manchester United's money is going to be spent this summer as well. Thank God for that. We're going to talk about that and them key positions. There are some names actually being touted, some new names on the list as to who might be coming into Manchester United. We've got a long list of the outs. We know who they are. We're going to talk about the situation and why INEOS are struggling with that. But first of all, it's Marcus Rashford again, guys, and what is going on with, like I said, our former star, our former academy wonder graduate, you could say, with Marcus Rashford. The fall-off is all too clear for everyone to witness this season. We've talked about it in depth, but it's not so much about him right now. It's so much about what INEOS are going to have to do and what they're going to have to deal with this summer. I think Marcus Rashford just highlights the issue more than anything. It's not necessarily him. If he doesn't want to go from United, I think we're going to struggle. If he comes out and says, I want to be part of this project, blah, 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 whatever it is, then, yeah, we are going to have issues at Manchester United in getting rid of him. So, let's get into it. Let's get your comments on everything going on. There's a lot more detail to everything else. It isn't all about Marcus Rashford, so don't worry. We're not going to bore you with more stuff on him constantly through the show. I want to look at that new kit as well later on at the end of the show, so stay tuned in for that. We'll get our opinions on it. I'll bring it up on screen. Let you guys let me know if you like it or not, and we'll discuss it. I actually don't mind it, but yeah. It's Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to the live show, everyone. Get your comments in the live now. If you're coming in later and catching up, make sure you get your comments in on YouTube as well. Thank you so much, everybody, by the way, for tuning in to United Couple Podcast last night for episode 2. We've had loads of feedback already. It's doing really well, and you guys are absolutely loving it. I'm loving the little cheeky comments as well. You guys miss nothing. Like, nothing. This is the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? It's like you can watch a TV program, but then you've got nothing and no one to talk about with it. On YouTube, it's like you watch the episode and you go right in on the comments, and like literally everyone has picked up on every little thing that was said, and it's brilliant. It just shows you guys are well into it and loving it. So really appreciate that and all your feedback as well. Kaz is buzzing with it, and yeah, we're really chuffed with how it's all gone and how it's been received. Into what's going on with United, though. More importantly, of course, our team. Oh, God, yeah. Them again. Yes, unfortunately, we are talking about issues with United. It's not all negative. I think this is actually quite positive, to be honest, what's going on right now. Make sure you do give the video a like as well, guys. Get your comments in and make sure you're subscribing as well so you can continue and comments in the lives as well. Only subscribers can comments in the live show, so that is a reason to get subscribed to the channel, guys, as well. So get on it, everyone. Okay, we have a gifted membership straight away from Jordan Hall, which has gone to Marie. Hello, Marie. Welcome to the Members Club. And Jordan, you mofo legend. I was going somewhere wrong with that for a midday show there. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I love that, Jordan. Thank you very much. So, Marcus Rashford, after yesterday and what we were talking about, you all know the show. It was, has he dropped another voice? Dropped another membership. Well done, Jordan. Well done. And that's gone to Haz. Welcome, Haz. And thank you again, Jordan. He's leading the way today. Keep the likes coming in, guys. Thank you. So, yesterday we talked about Marcus Rashford. Manchester United completely open to options for the forward. It's not anything against Marcus Rashford. Manchester United are not looking to actively sell Marcus Rashford. They are just open the door for people to come in and bid for him, and then they will have a look at it. Like, they will assess everything when the money's in front of them. Of course they will. If someone comes in and actually offers decent money for Marcus Rashford, then United heads are going to be turned, because it's a position I think we can easily replace in Marcus Rashford in this side. So anything we would get for Marcus Rashford has to be spent on Marcus Rashford's replacement. And there's so much Marcus Rashford's a play. But the reason why I think Manchester United have put this out there is Obviously, we talked about yesterday spending caps. That is going to come in. Like, if the Premier League have voted on it, PSR is going to change, and into next season, the back end of next season, it's all going to change. We talked about that. So, finances are going to be tight. Like, the brilliance of PSR changing has now taken another turn, and United are going to have to be clever with what they do in the transfer market. All that as discussed yesterday. So looking at it now, when you're trying to save money, when you're trying to make deals, negotiate, be a little bit more savvy and make things happen, it's pretty much like draft day, isn't it? And negotiating deals, trading off picks and everything like that, just to make sure you're positioned right for another season or another part. Because INEOS, one thing we know for certain, cannot do all of this in one summer. So where are the priorities? Can United place themselves handily for next season and the next transfer window if they sell Marcus Rashford now? Well, yes. Manchester United could sell Marcus Rashford and then use that money for an out-and-out number 9 to help Rasmus Højlund. Because we could easily bring Facundo Pellistri back under a new manager. Like, I'm not saying Ten Hag is gone or getting into that at all, but let's just say the possibility is still there. He's still a United player. So you've got Ahmad, you've got Pellistri, you've got Garnacho, Antony. I don't know. Like, if he goes, he goes, but I doubt it because of no one wanting to spend the money United need for him. So if a price did come in for Marcus Rashford, then United could use that money and spend that on a centre forward and still have adequate wingers, I think, for now. Priority-wise, this is, guys, as well. So I'm not saying that Pellistri is the future. Antony and Ahmad are all the future, and just not by any stretch of the imagination. But can we get through next season in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League and get back towards the Champions League with Ahmad, Pellistri and Antony and Garnacho as our wingers, having spent the majority of our money, including money we would have got off Rashford, for a centre-forward, a centre-midfielder and a centre-back, completely rebolstering our spine of our side? Yes, we could. There are 3 players that are going to go straight into our side. Like, the report there at the bottom going across your screen is from Samuel Luckhurst from the MEN. And he has said that Manchester United are looking to bring in a centre-back, a centre-midfielder and a centre-forward this summer. So you have to move things around. Now, I've been told, and the only reason we're talking about Rashford said no, like, no one's going to offer Marcus Rashford what United are offering him. Like, the financial restraints everywhere else are worse than what we're going to encounter when it comes to that spending cap that comes in next season. The only club that are realistically in a position to buy Marcus Rashford for his wages and the whole package, because as you know, everyone likes to put the package together now and what it's worth in total, and in total is the wages, the bonuses, the signing on fee, and then the obvious transfer fee. So that's PSG. Now, the reports are yesterday it was being talked about, and a few days before that, PSG's interest in Marcus Rashford has simmered somewhat, and it isn't as strong as what it was. I'm being told to not get carried away with that, and that isn't quite true. There is still serious interest from PSG for Marcus Rashford. James Smith, welcome to the Members Club. Tom Porter, legend, donating that membership. Thank you very much, buddy. Loving that. Loving the support and love and spread of the FUTV army around the chat today. Brilliant stuff, guys. Thank you. Keep liking the video as well, guys. Super chat in from Mark Lambry says, Rashford's contract is worth 65 million, 4 years left. It's going to take a bid. United obviously are 100% profit. Marcus Rashford's contract probably isn't worth that much money because he's taking a pay cut and there's no guarantee we're going to be in the Champions League next season. Now, according to Samuel Luckhurst, every player is under review right now, including the manager. You only have to look through the situation we've got with players coming to the end of the contracts, like we said yesterday. And if you haven't been watching, I will go over it at the end. I don't want to bore everyone who's already watched it and know what I'm talking about with this. But we all know the players that are out of contract this summer. We all know the players that are out of contract next summer as well. So whether United can scrape any money together at all, the wage bill is going to be slashed probably a minimum in half with what happens this summer with INEOS. With the people that are leaving the football club, it is going to be absolutely decimated in terms of how much United are forking out each week in wages. Now, that's all going to help and move United in line. In fact, United are probably going to save a fortune in the cutbacks that INEOS are making right now with the staffing situation, the letting go of staff, the bonuses and dividends and everything else that former directors have taken out of Manchester United. This has been completely cut. So you could be looking like, just on player wages alone, each month Manchester United could be saving around about 10 to 15 million going into next season from what we were paying this season. 10 to 15 million a month. That's absolutely ludicrous on where we're at right now. Like, for us to be paying that out, that's scandalous. That obviously does mean that the likes of, obviously, like Martial and Varane are going, Brandon Williams, Tom Heaton, Johnny Evans, bang, 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 out of contract, see you later. Big wages on all of them. If Casemiro goes, that is, then that would be the situation we're in. Like, that's what Manchester United would be saving every single month. It's ludicrous. It's absolutely ridiculous what we're spending right now. But that would be gone. So INEOS are looking at this and going, right, okay, there is going to be a standoff between the club and the players, clearly, because they don't want to leave Manchester United. They've had it easy for how many years? Like, God, like some of them like going on 5 to 8 years, some of these players have just had it easy. The contract renewal system just to save assets at Manchester United, and assets being players, the likes of Eric Bailly, the likes of Nani back way when, like Samuel Luckhurst was saying in his article this morning. Like every single player that got these extended contracts, Martial, Phil Jones, all of these players that kept getting renewed just to save the assets. Like, and you know what? Half of them weren't even playing. Like Lindelof, not playing enough. And players that were given these contracts, some of them even sent out on loan, which is crazy as well. Not giving anything at all. Right now, if our budget is that 100 million, I think it'll be a bit more personally. I think it's closer to 150 million. And you can sell some players. I'm sure we can scrape together a budget for 200 million. Now, you can completely redo the spine of your side with that money. 3 players for 200 million easily. I think you could get 4 players. You could get 4 £50 million players for that. You could easily get a 60, 70 million pound player and a 30 million pound player. Like, there are options there for Manchester United. There are plenty of options out there, and there are plenty of reports out there this morning about players that Manchester United will be looking at, and other options United will be looking at. It's like Mark Gay from Crystal Palace has come up as well. Now, that's another player that I think is I'm not going to say easy signing. It's not, is it? Because it's going to cost a lot because he's coming from England. But what you also have to take into consideration here is the fact that yesterday we spoke about that spending cap rule, and everyone is going to fall under that new spending cap. And that, I think, is going to make the Premier League's prices drop in terms of player transfer fees and things like that. It has to. It automatically has to make that drop because everyone knows that everyone is capped within the Premier League. The teams at the bottom, like a Crystal Palace, no disrespect, they're the ones that are voting for this cap to come in. So when it comes to them selling their players, they then have to take the other side of that and it not be as fruitful for them because they're not going to be able to charge as much because the bigger clubs are going to say, well, you wanted this cap, we didn't. If you want to sell this player and that player wants to come to us, then you're going to have to lower your price. That's how it works. And you know what? This is why I think some of the bigger teams did vote for it as well, because they're looking at it and going, well, if these clubs in the Premier League are attracting this young talent and bringing them through their academies, and then it comes to a point where they cannot move any further and them academy players become available, then they can then tap into them and they can they can actually restrict the price. They can sort of bid them down on the price for them players. And I think it works that way. And I think that's how you have to strategically look at it as a bigger club right now. Yet, you're not able to spend as much money as you wanted, but it automatically brings the price of the market down as well at the same time. I think this is where INEOS are at right now. It's like, we can lower the wage bill, we can save money here. We've got a great academy school of players coming through right now as well, which we can actually tap into and get the most out of. Then if we get it right this summer in the players that are coming into the first team, like them 3 key players in the spine, and we can get back up there into that Champions League, then we're in a good position for next season. And I think that's how you have to look at it. This is a transfer plan over the next 3 years, I think. In terms of Rashford, and if he goes, like, automatically you would look at the situation with Rashford right now and go, right, if you was a member of staff at United, would you not be absolutely sick to the back teeth of everything going on? Like, the amount of times that the club has come out and protected Marcus Rashford, and it's just been thrown back in their faces, like, constantly, by his attitude, his demeanour, what he's doing off the pitch, everything that he's done. Like, the manager's clearly fed up of it. Like, whether Rashford likes the manager or not, and whether we like the manager or not, he's still another person there at Manchester United that isn't happy with Marcus Rashford's behaviour right now. He has to be really annoying people at Carrington right now in his whole setup and everything that's going on. Like, his party, the people around him. Like, if you're working at United, you must be like this. Like, we've got to say the obvious for the cameras and the public, but deep down you're looking at that and you're going, oh, this guy, honestly, my life would be so much better off without this man at this football club. He makes everything hard right now. He does. He's turning into Jadon Sancho Part 2. Like, really kicking up a stink. Like, we have to wait till this Friday to find out what's going on with him injury-wise and what's actually happening, which is a bit strange for me, to be honest, because, like, I thought the club would have come out and actually told us what was going on with Marcus Rashford. And again, I think I've said this before, but forgive me if I've not heard any news regarding Rashford's injury situation. I don't know right now, but I've not heard anything at all. I haven't. So I'm going to come into the chat right now and just see where you guys are at. Henry's in there. He says, "Hi Adam, there is no chance any of these players leaving the club. The wages they are on, it's the club's fault. They will have to force them out by removing them from the squad. Your opinion, please, Adam." I think I pretty much just covered that, actually, Henry. Like, these players that are contracted in with these big wages, this all ends in the next 2 years. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the recruitment of the players coming in. Like, INEOS can focus solely on the likes of Rashford, Greenwood, Sancho, if they want to. If they want to keep Rashford, that's up to them. Like, if they think it's salvageable under another manager, we have no say in it whatsoever. We can talk about it and the issues that it's going to bring up, and everyone's saying it's rinse and repeat again. Here we go again, player power wins, but it's up to them. Sancho and Greenwood are definitely going, according to reports. I don't know if anything's changed. People are starting to sneak in, like we said yesterday, the possibility of Mason Greenwood still being at the club next season. INEOS are not ruling it out on all of that talk that's been going around. But still, I think the obvious is that Greenwood goes. There's interesting parties all over the place for Mason Greenwood right now. So if we can scrape together off 20, 30 million, which is disastrous, but still a little bit of money, we can get maybe a 30 million together for Jadon Sancho. Then you're looking at Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof. Like, if offers like 10 and 15 million come in for Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka this summer, you're going to have to take it. You'll have to take it because the club are not renewing their contracts. And if there is any value at all, are we going to miss Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof? That's the question you should be asking, not how much we can get for him. Like, if someone offered me 15 million for Wan-Bissaka, I'd go, bye. See you later. Lindelof, 10 million. See you later. And everyone in the chat would be like, what? It's too cheap. You've got to be joking. No, I'm not. Like, they're going to be gone for free next summer. Then wages off the books. Another 200 million plus there in them two players a week in wages gone. And 25 million in the bag. That could bring in a Todibo, as well as a Branthwaite with the other money we've already got. You see where I'm going with it? That's what I think INEOS are looking at right now. Where is there any value at all? Like, you've got possibilities coming back right now to Manchester United in the likes of Alvaro Fernandez. Whether you want to keep him as a squad player, that's an option there. It's not costing us anymore, and I think that is a viable option. Like, right now, Benfica are quite close to that clause where they have to pay us a certain amount of money. So realistically, right there, you could be getting what? Alvaro Fernandez, Wan-Bissaka and Victor Lindelof gone out of the club, off the books, 40 million in fees collected. If we do well, we've got no option with Alvaro. Like, if he does play that minimum amount of games, which was in the contract when he went on loan to Benfica, he is playing games, he's scoring goals as well, one the other day, then we don't have a say in it. Like, they will be buying him this summer. It's done. It's finished. So gone for 6 million, I think, something like that. It's obviously not a lot for a young player, but the big issue with United fans right now is that we are in a position where we have just been left behind in terms of getting money for our academy players as well. Like, whether you think Zidane, Iqbal, Charlie Savage, Alvaro Fernandez, Brandon Williams, players like this are worth anything at all, a better organisation would have got more money than what we got for them players. Like, barely anything. It's ridiculous what we got for them 4 players compared to what City got for a goalkeeper with no proven record in the Premier League. Wilcox coming in will help all of that. It will. He will help that because he is the one that is in charge of milking out that value out of the academy. He's the one who's in charge of that with Omar Barada in terms of letting players go at Manchester City. So that's interesting as well, because INEOS know that to balance books, we have to be able to sell on certain academy players that are not going to make it at United. And that recruitment structure and them standards and that new style of play that is coming in will determine whether that player is good enough or needs selling on. If it needs selling on, we've got the team in place to actually get the best value for them players out of the situation. And if he's good enough, then even better. It's a player straight into Manchester United through the academy. Again, and that gravy train of academy graduates coming through constantly is there again, and proof that it is working. So yeah, that's where I see the positive in all of this. Like, the days of Manchester United players' contracts and not being able to get rid of players are gone, because they're not going to get the contracts anymore. Luckily for INEOS, there's a lot coming to the end of their deals, and you know what? No one's really going to go in on INEOS at this stage, 1 year in, with players leaving on certain prices, because the whole negotiating factor and what them players are actually earning at Manchester United was done with the old regime. INEOS have got a chance here to just go, look, okay, this is our chance to make a statement. Can we make a statement? Well, there is going to be a minimum 12 to 15 first-team players gone out of Manchester United this summer. And first-team players, I mean players that have gone out on loan as well. I'm not just saying that team that you watched the other day against Burnley, we're going to lose all of that team. It's not that. But first-team players, 100% a dozen gone. Simple. It's a fact. Because our firm are running out of contracts. That's why. So, them out of the way. Then what can we do with Greenwood, with Sancho? With the likes of Palestre, Donny van der Beek, God, the forgotten man. I don't like to bring him up into conversation, to be honest. It was embarrassing, that situation. But that's where I'm at with INEOS and what their issue is. But obviously with that issue not being theirs is an opportunity for INEOS to say, right, okay, let's just clear the books. There's nothing we can do with what these players are on. We are just going to hit this summer, scrape together whatever money we can, and then we're going to use our recruitment team and our people that we've brought into this structure to get us the best deal for players going forward. Use the fact that there is a spending cap coming in negotiations. I'm sure INEOS will be chomping at the bit to get into negotiations on players with this. It's like, well, what do you want us to do? We cannot spend that amount of money. Keep the player if you want and then let him rot there, and you won't get any money anywhere else for him. Like, this is a fair price. Like, I'm talking like what I feel should be happening. Obviously, the reality is completely different, but the situation is definitely there. That is also an opportunity for INEOS and Manchester United. So what I'm saying is that there is how INEOS can turn this around, I feel, and turn a negative into a positive. Rashford, like, I personally feel like, look, we've said enough about him, but I think it will be a bonus if United get rid of him this summer. It will. I think everything changes with that statement signing, i.e. selling him. That's where I feel INEOS can really sort of stamp their authority and convince a lot of people in the fan base that, look, we ain't messing around. We know this player's pissed everybody off this season. We know he isn't liked by a large majority of the fan base now just because of his actions, demeanour and everything like that, and the way he plays. But if INEOS do want to get rid of Marcus Rashford, we know at least that money's going to go straight back into the squad. That's a good thing. And coming into the chat, guys, get your comments in now. Let's get through quite a bit. I want to give you guys the opportunity today. So Jonathan says, perhaps the savings could be used to pay off the debt sitting over our club, or use the saved money to improve the stadium. More seats. As a fan, that would make me happy. Like, the infrastructure and where the investment goes, as long as it's into the club, a lot of the fan base would not have any issue with that. Like what Jonathan just said there. Imagine less on transfer fees, player wages going forward due to the new PSR, yet ticket prices will still increase. Naturally, they will, Jordan, unfortunately. I am about to ring Manchester United this afternoon and take a big hit on what my prices are going to be for my season tickets. Not looking forward to that phone call. It's happening today. But yeah, you're right on that, Jordan. Like, the way it is and the prices that are going up for food, I see it every time. Like, I walk in onto the concourse in the stand where I sit, and you can see the food. Every season it goes up and up and up. You can get 5 items for 16 quid. And 5 items being 1 a drink, 2 a chocolate bar, 1 a bag of crisp, and maybe a couple of hot items. It's like, God, it's ridiculous. Mark says the thing we have to replace the players leaving on a free out of money we have and sales. So yeah, no, we do have to replace everyone that leaves, and that's where I think a lot of people are looking at the issue, because we're not going to get a lot of money. So how are we going to replace them? Well, let's not forget about the academy players coming through that can replace the deadwood. So by that I mean, like, look, I'm not saying the academy comes in and replaces the players that we're selling in the first team. Not a chance. Not fair on them, not good enough, and not prepared enough to go into that first team. That's a fact. A lot of them young academy players coming through that we're all raving about right now, and you know the ones, the likes of Amas, the likes of Wheatley, and players like this coming through the under-18s, they need loan spells. Like, there is talk about Amas possibly coming through and getting an opportunity on the tour. Like, fair enough. The tour is the tour. Let's see what he's made of and judge it from there. I think that will ultimately determine what happens with the likes of Alvaro Fernandez as well. So I look at that and I say, okay, fair enough. But what I'm talking about is, like, when the deadwood goes, like them reserve players, the younger players will have an opportunity to come in and make their mark there. Like, they're the next in line. Manchester United should have, I reckon, about 15 first-team players there ready to go. And they're the ones that we know can go out on the pitch. Past that, I think it should be the academy. That's where it needs to be for me. And that's your 25-man squad. You could maybe stretch the first-team squad to 16, 17 players maybe. And the rest made up by academy players. And they'll get their opportunities here and there. And obviously, we've seen this summer that... this season, that we've got the injury issues, multiple injuries, and we've had to scrape the barrel, and it's not been fair on certain young players being drafted through too early, in a lot of people's opinions, mine too. They've done well, but realistically, it's like then they're like, oh, they've done really well, and everyone gets hyped up about them, and we can keep them and get them on contracts. Well, it doesn't work like that. You've seen Willy Cambuala have a good game against Liverpool, but then have a bit of a mare against Bournemouth. Like, just because they have one game doesn't mean that they're going to make it. There's exceptions to the rule, which are the exceptional players like Kobbie Mainoo, like Garnacho, players like that. They're the ones that are good enough for the first team, but still have to be nurtured and made sure that they're looked after in that first team. And that's the problem that a lot of people have got. They want things now. It's like, I've seen it, he's good enough, play him. Well, no, it doesn't work like that. Graham, Avram Ratboy Glazer looked happy as a pig in shite. Lower cost, bigger profits, less responsibility. Businessman at his finest. That is what that is, Graham. Did anyone ever was Bruno's vlogs? What was that? Watch? I think that's a typo, Stu. During lockdown. If so, you would know the sort of person Rashford is. Proper wrong'un. Don't like him then, Stu, no? Sim says, the club have just said they will look at offers, but only if Rashford wants to go. You reap what you sow. Jonathan says, club cutting ordinary staff benefits while they serve the overpaid players. I find that a bad look. Well, they are going to be cut as well next season, Jonathan. So, yeah, I think it's not all of the benefits for the club staff and things like that, but let's be honest, guys, like, we are paying them wages. So Jim Radcliffe came in and made a big statement in his interview when he said that they're just stewards. The fans are the ones that own the football club. Our money going into the football club. It's Manchester United that pay for tickets. The fans that pay for tickets. It's the fans that pay for subscriptions. It's the fans that pay for Sky, for TNT, for all other broadcasters. We tune into them and make them their money that they then pay the football club with. The sponsorships for shirt sales and things like that. That's the fans wanting to invest. It's all about the fans. And so Jim Radcliffe said this in his interview. We're just stewards. The fans are the ones that own the football club. And if they're looking to cut costs where our money goes and run this club more streamlined and make it better, I'm all for it. And I'm sorry for the way that the club have acted over the last few years. And I've set up certain people in that club for them to live a certain lifestyle, live to the means and everything like that. But we cannot have it both ways. Someone at Manchester United and some of the staff are going to suffer for what has happened before. This is not INEOS' fault that these staff are going. It's Manchester United and the protection of the staff within and everything that was wrong. There are people at United that want this club to succeed. I know this for certain. I've met them. And they aren't bothered about certain things that are going on at the football club in terms of the cuts and everything like that. They just want United to succeed. And you know what? INEOS will not leave these people empty-handed. If it's successful, there is incentives there. They will promote people. They will make staff better off. They will make it and incentivized. Like, it's not like you're not going to get rewarded. All it is, the difference is that you have to meet a certain standard to get that level. To get that level of pay, to get them bonuses, to get everything, to get all of the luxuries, you need to at least be performing to the highest. And there is staff that are clearly not been doing their job and taking their wages home and just letting this club run into the ground. Like, I know that there are people at Manchester United who couldn't give two Fs about how the club does on the pitch because the fans from other clubs. Like, if you've got the opportunity to do less and still get paid and get bonuses and do things, then you're not going to do it, are you? INEOS have gone in depth with this audit, and they have broke it completely down from the top to bottom. And people don't like it because they've had their little gravy train taken away. They've had their money and their bonuses and all of their luxuries taken away from them by the football club. So all of a sudden, like Graham said there, the Glazers are loving this because they haven't got a clue how to run a football club. They've left people to do it, and now they've got someone else in to do it who have looked at what the Glazers had in place, and we've seen it already. They've looked at it and gone, what is going on here? And out you go. Everyone's out the door. So, yeah, it's good. It's not good for some people, but like I said, we can't have it both ways. Some people are going to suffer from Manchester United at this. But it is our money, and our money being pumped into the football club in the right way is something that I'm all for. I think we have a super chat in there from Mark. Thank you, Mark. Food price up, food rating down, chicken. Yeah, definitely down. We are asking too many questions. That is why they are giving us something else to think about. Food prices. I don't know where people are going with this, but Neil in the chat as well said, did take my wife to watch United once, did like it, if could get tickets, watch it, get United again, would come with me, but no change, get tickets, no chance of getting tickets for games. Sorry Neil, there's a ton of typos in there, mate, that threw me out, but I get what you mean, like no chance of getting tickets, no chance of getting tickets at a fair price. Like, people do want to come, but they are being priced out of the market completely. Skiliano says, Sir Dave Brailsford was an expert on minimising injuries and illnesses for Team GB cycling. He will be all over the medical situation at United. Good, honestly good. Like, get in there and go and shake it up a little bit. That's where I want Sir David Brailsford in there, getting them little minor gains that he talks about inside Carrington, just to benefit United and the team everywhere else. Please give the video a like, guys. We're coming up to the 150 mark. Thank you so much. Thanks for all getting involved today. Well over 500 in the room with us again. Loving that, guys. Really appreciate all of your input, comments, and your questions as well within the live chats. So keep them coming in. Jordan says, new PSR ends all talks about TV rights going to clubs. It doesn't end TV rights. All it does is limit certain amounts of money going to the big guns on what we can spend. Like, the money's going to go to the clubs, but you're only going to be able to spend a certain amount of it. So whether that changes the TV deals in the future, obviously that TV deal has already been set in stone now for the next few years, so we can't touch that anyway. So it all comes down to what the bottom clubs are earning and how much we can spend. I still think there'll be a little tweak in the negotiation on that side of things, personally. I think that's what will happen. I think that always happens. The new kit looks horrible. Anthony Wisdom has just dropped a new membership in there. Daz Sweets has taken that. Welcome, Daz. Please thank Anthony for that one as well. Cheers, guys. Really appreciate that. Loving the love in the chat. Talking of the actual kit, guys, should we have a look at the new kit? I mean, it's the away kit. I think it's the third one. The images from Jersey Review there, like on screen right now, guys. Let me know what you think. I like the Snapdragon logo. I liked it on the red one that was leaked as well. That, for me, I think it's not the worst kit I've ever seen for United. I'm not too sure about the collar side of things and like what the setup is there. Depending on fabric and what it's made with, it's not the worst kit I've ever seen. I don't know what you guys think of like the two tones of blue, like the side bit. I think that's like one of them new modern day sort of like sweat and perspiration sort of like factor things. I've not got the right wording to actually describe that, but you know what I mean by that. Like, if you're going to be running like 10k plus, you're going to want something to feel comfortable and like ventilated as well. But let me know what you think of the shirt, guys, as well. I want to know your thoughts on it. It's there. What do we reckon? It looks like a Chelsea top, not United, says Paul. Chelsea United. Really, Chelsea? I don't know. Not too sure. The colours look great, says AF Training. Looks okay-ish, said Stu. Chelsea kit again, Andrew Naff. Chelsea kit. It looks like Peterborough United shirt. Horrible. Okay, so you guys are not liking the shirt then, it seems. I don't think it's the worst one we've ever had. Like, I think the jury is out and it's like a 50-50 split as to whether people like the shirt or not. But, I mean, yeah, I can see where you're going with the Chelsea one now. Now more people are talking about it. I'm not sure, but we have had shirts that colour before, though. Like, it'd be interesting, though, because, like, no one really discusses kits as much as we do these days. I don't know why we discuss kits even more now. There is a white one as well. There's 3 kits, obviously. I think it's blue, white, and red this season, which is good. Going away from the luminous yellow, the bleeding green and white. Get back to some traditional United shirt colours, I think. I think that's what INEOS have looked into. I think that's where they're going with it. Are you serious? Like, that's got to be a con. Like, Kaz has just sent me a link to something from the Manchester Evening News, which reads, Manchester United advised to consider Mark Robins as next man. Right, okay, yeah. No, it's a load of crap. Then not crap, but it's someone's opinion. I actually thought that was genuine then for a minute. Kaz threw me completely out with that one there. But no, it's like, it is a genuine story. It is in the MEN. But it's more based on what someone thinks United should do, which is go and look at Mark Robins as the next Manchester United manager. Not to convince myself, to be honest. Like, he's done well, but there are levels, and I think that's a level too high. Too high, definitely, for Mark. God bless him. Like, he was gutted at Wembley in that press conference. But, yeah, I think if he gets promoted, great. I don't think he will with the position that they're at right now. I don't even know if they can now, actually, with the way it's set up. But, yeah, no, not for us anyway. But Super Chat in from our Super Sticker even in. There's no Super Chat actually in there. But Block N2410, thank you very much, mates. Love that. I'm just going to quickly check up that everything has been covered Super Chat wise and everything today. Yeah, we are. It's been a good one today, guys. We've had plenty to talk about as always, but that pretty much wraps things up for your updates midday today on this Tuesday. Weather's getting warmer at least. That's one positive, guys. Definitely need some warmer weather. I can feel it in the studio today, like it does feel warmer. Definitely, and I think that's something we can look forward to. Actually travelling to games and not having to wear like 25 layers. It seemed like bleeding ages since we had some nice weather going on, didn't it? But yeah, guys, make sure you drop into the description as well. Make sure that you take a look at the latest episode of United Couple. The link is in the description there. Sofa Score as well, guys. All the best stats and ratings right to your phone. The best football app that there is. That's the QR code, bottom right-hand corner you can see there. Scan that, completely free. It helps the channel and it gives you the best football information that there is out there. So get all over that as well, guys. And of course, Optimally Me, our health sponsors, taking the doctors and the stress away from the doctors straight to your home. Getting your test results within 48 hours following their simple test for everything that you could possibly need. Go and check it out, guys. Just scan the QR code there on the screen on the left. Check out what they've got. Use the discount that's available. Pick any test that you want. Get that discount on it. It is quite substantial as well, guys. So, yeah, get on that if you want or are worried at all about going to the doctors, hospital, checkups. Just do it in your own home. It's simple. And get your results straight back as well on their database, which they hook up to your results. 150 likes in the bag, guys. Thank you so much. On that note, we are done. Thank you so much, everybody. All the mods, all the members, gifted memberships, super chats, everyone who's liked the video and been involved in the chat today. Get your comments in afterwards when the video drops as well, guys. I'll come through as many of them as possible, but thank you so much, everyone. I will see you all this evening. And guys, as well, actually, should we do a watch-along for the Madrid and Bayern Munich game? Let me know. Drop your comments in below, guys, when the video is done. I need to know exactly how you feel about that one before we go ahead.